just finished a training session with my student, one of my most impressive students. I'm so impressed with him, man. He's so good. His guard, he's a crazy guard. I wish my guard was that good when I was his age and his rank. Like the way he moves, so good. So frustrating too. I let my pride get in the way. I get so competitive because my students are so good. And who I'm talking about, Christian, the Berimboloed kid. Man, this guy is crazy. He's able to get his feet behind his head. He's able to recompose. He does not stop spinning and moving. So I actually try to play this bolo game with him, right? Because I want to like show him that I can play this bolo game. And no, he almost bolos me. It's crazy. So I'm like, all right, I got to go back to my game. And so I start knee cutting, pressure passing, and of course, eventually I catch him. But what it took to get me there, I had to start turning it up in the end. Like I have to go hard with my students now. This was not a thing back then. Back then I could take it easy on these guys. Now you take it easy, you get your back taken. So I'm super proud of this role. In this breakdown, I'm honestly just trying to bolo Berimboloed kid, and I can't. And so I don't end up berimboloing him, but I do end up taking his back in a different situation, different scenario. So I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. Like always, please like the video, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. As always, I hope you guys enjoy this, and hope to see you guys soon. And here we are with Christian, the bolo kid. So he's very good at gi and no gi. So it's gonna be a challenge for me because I haven't rolled with him in a long time, especially no gi. So immediately I give him my leg, and I give him my right leg and my left leg. So he underhooks, immediately goes deep half, which is like very surprising to me. And then I'm gonna use this to kind of bait him so I can get his back. But then he uses it to reverse me and try to get my back. So I retreat and immediately pull single leg X, and I use that to hook underneath his hamstring so I can come right back up. So I come back up and immediately start trying to pass. He throws in half guard. I give him the leg again because I want to really play with giving the leg so that way I can learn to escape them and use that to pass. I cup the ankle with my right hand. He's able to get underneath, which is good for me to learn to defend better. We go to 50-50. I give up the sweep, and I'm going to use it to go matrix. Now what I want here is to get the back. He does a good job disengaging. And so I'm going to use my frames here because I don't want him to get close to me. And I'm going to hook his ankle and frame and start hooking with my De La Hiva, gripping his wrist, underhooking, and then going K-guard to the matrix. He does a good job defending. So then I'm going to come back around and use my left leg underneath his leg. And I'm going to swing my right leg around to create momentum just so I can get underneath him. I'm hooking the leg and feeding it to my shoulder. And he's going to use this to try to stay balanced. So now I'm going to use this to elevate him up. He's able to go over my head and try to finish a guillotine on me. I don't let him get it. I'm staying very flat. I'm relaxing my neck, and now I'm able to use my left leg to help clear. Look how I frame and I recompose. He's going to go leg drag. I bait him for the armbar. That way he goes for it, and I'm able to slip out. So I actually gave him that arm, hoping he would take it, so that way I can slip out. So a little experimental because I'm trying to bait him a little bit. So now I go back to my knee cup position. So driving my leg forward, he comes around. I'm going to cup over his ankle, feed it. He's going to feed this false reap here to get my leg in. This isn't usually legal for a lot of people, but I let my students do it because I really want them to evolve and get better. So he's sucking in the leg. Of course, I know he's not going to go for heel hooks, but we still experiment with the entry and the sweeps from here. I'm going to use my leg as a lever so I can feed it to leg drag. So the more weight I keep on that left foot, the safer I am. He knows that, so now he's going to use his hips to kind of get weight off that leg, and I'm using my right post to bring my base back. So I'm driving forward, at least trying to put weight on that left foot of mine, which is going to help me really combat any type of leverage for a sweep or a leg lock. I'm going to point my knee to the mat, and here's where I mess up. I know I'm going against a bolo player, and I hook my right leg underneath his leg, which is my mistake. And then I think I'm okay because I'm hugging his hip. So I actually have more of the angle and I have my legs. But there's two things here of why I mess up here. Number one, Christian is bigger than me. Number two, he likes to play this game. So even though I'm winning the battle in terms of my hips are lower, his hips are higher, he's really comfortable in this position. So he's able to really re-lift my hips up very high. And so I have to accept this. So immediately I accept it so that way I can start thinking defense. Because if I start fighting him here, he's going to take the bolo on his terms and not mine. So on my terms, I roll the other way. I keep my arm very tight to me so he can't use that Kimura trap. And I'm going to spin, hoping he tries to get his other hook. This is a window of opportunity for me. So I'm going to frame against his thigh there and really drive my shoulder towards his chest. Now, because he gets the position on my shoulder, I'm able to funnel out. So this is how I almost got boloed. And I knew this going in. I just had to really focus on using the other leg rather than the leg that I chose to use at that moment. So now there's more pressure here with my knee. So I'm going to go straight into mount from knee cut. So now I start trapping that shoulder, really putting weight towards the upper part of his body. I pinch my knees together. This allows me to control his upper body using my legs, which is why I'm pinching my knees together. And it's forcing him to get desperate enough to kind of try to elbow escape. As he tries to elbow escape, I'm slowly moving my way and inching up towards his top. And then I roll all the way to my right hip to start taking his back. Now here he's a little low on me. I probably would have preferred to have him high. But because he's low, at least I have the back. So I start attacking the choke. And notice how I go back and forth. I'm attacking with my left hand. He's doing a good job hand fighting. And then I'm going to use my right hand. And then I'm going to go back to my left hand. Then he's going to kind of belly down, which kind of just helps me. So I follow him and I keep turning. And I try to keep my chest glued to his back and shoulder. Again, I'm staying relaxed. I'm also stretching him out. I'm pinching my knees. And I'm using my legs to always attack. So if you notice, my right leg will come up to try to trap the shoulder. And then I'll use it to pivot off his hip. Then I'll Kimura trap, go over his shoulder again to try to trap. I trap it right there while I'm attacking him as well. And then I'm going to, a few times, use it to pivot against his hip again. And then really start sliding my forearm underneath his chin. Now, in a different setting, if this was combat or MMA or sport, I can crank the neck here. But I'm not going to do that, Christian, because he's my friend and my student. And we don't play dirty at our school. So I'm going to try to be as technical as I can. I'm really trying to get underneath his chin. So I Kimura trap. This time, I'm pinching my knees. I use my right foot on the floor to lever the angle. And then I slip it in right there. And I'm able to get a rear naked choke. Like I said, Christian's very good. We're also very sweaty. So it makes escaping easier. So it's a good thing if you're trying to escape. It's a bad thing if you're trying to control the position. So I go knee cut again, and again, look at my right leg. It's nice and out. So I'm going to use this to start knee cutting, pinning my knee on the floor and hooking on his leg. And then I'm going to drive my shoulder underneath his armpit and then use my left knee to advance the position into mount. I'm going to windshield wipe my right leg and go to the other side and start working an arm triangle. I start working the arm triangle and I lever my right shoulder so I can put more shoulder pressure. He's doing a good job defending. And I'm not really trying to go hard here. I'm trying to just use it to open up and be a little bit more technical. I go back to mount, trapping his left arm. He's able to bring his left arm out, so then I trap his left shoulder, and I keep climbing all the way up. I trap his right leg, and I'm immediately in a nice triangle position for mount. I could pinch my knees here. He's able to slip out because of our sweaty bodies here. So then I reposition and go all the way to his back. I get my seatbelt grip. I use my right knee to leverage my hip towards his hip. I roll over my right shoulder, and I'm able to start working my back take once more. He starts to slip out, so I follow him. He slips, I arm drag, he goes into me, so I go back to one leg X, and I'm going to use this to sweep so I can come up. Now, I could also use it ankle lock, but I don't really want the ankle lock. I really want to focus on more of those back takes. So now I go to leg drag, and I get really low, and I start passing the leg drag. He does a good job inverting and getting his left leg in the way of that traffic. He's doing a good job framing with those legs. So I keep forcing my hips low, and he keeps really doing a good job recomposing. So I cup the top of his ankle, and now I use it to cup the top of his thigh, and I go back to a knee cup position. He has me in a knee shield. He underhooks, does a great job underhooking here, and I'm able to defend against the deep half entry by pinching my knees and sitting on his shoulder. And also at the same time, I'm trying to underhook his left arm so he can't come up. So now I have him pinned here. I have the advantage of trying to underhook that arm, and I Kimura trap right there. So now it's very hard for him to come up. I can also use it to trap that reverse triangle like I do just right there. So I trap a reverse triangle, and I'm able to leverage a very simple Kimura from that angle. So very good. Christian is an excellent grappler, a very good bolo game, and I'm able to put myself in these positions, almost get boloed and get my back taken, only to really try to escape and go back and try to control the back position. So some things I would have liked to have done better. Obviously, I was giving up my leg, so in real time, I probably wouldn't be doing that. I'd be passing with a different game plan, maybe around the legs instead. And I would be controlling the hips a little bit more and staying more patient. Some things Christian could have been doing is he could have used that deep half to really utilize a waiter sweep / bolo game, or maybe that deep half to get into like an X guard game to a back take, since he really likes those. I would like to have seen him do that more, but other than that, he did a great job. So this was a fun roll. Hope you guys are enjoying this. As always, leave your comments, questions in the comment section, and do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, keep training.